down. Oh, boy. The dropsies for Western Beaver. They don't want the dropsies, especially if you have a baby. But a football, well, you can get away with. But, still, you got to catch that.
You have to.
Ugh.
I mean, that was just dropped right in his lap from about 35 yards away.
We got the quotes
Beautiful
going pretty
pass.
good for our first game, don't we?
Peel back, 5 wide receivers going deep once again. Crossing pattern, busted up over the middle. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 10. Jace McCracken looking great out there in defensive coverage. He's been looking great tonight. Closing speed has been remarkable for him. Fernandez's closing speed has been really good,
But how about that ball that got zipped in there because he had time to throw? When he's had the time to throw, and he did that time, he has a zip on his passes. He's right on target. It's a matter of can it get caught or not. So now they're bringing more guys in the block, if you see.
Bumbled snap, pass over the middle, intercepted by Ambridge. Jace McCracken on the interception. And now we've got a penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct against Ambridge for celebration. But Ambridge has the ball. They were able to stop Western Beaver as though they were looking to be able to drive and make a move and get a score. But Ambridge able to stop that. 2:04 to go in the third quarter. Ambridge up 2014 over Western Beaver. More of the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
There's exciting news. A new pharmacy in New Brighton just opened. Forward RX. It's an independent community pharmacy that fills prescriptions at transparent cost-plus pricing on many generic medications. No insurance or discount coupons needed. Brandon Anthonopoulos will discuss your needs and how Forward RX can help you save money. The pharmacy experience you deserve is more affordable than you think. Become a Forward member today. Stop in 809 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check their prices at fwdrx.com.
Getting into the lineup and making the team is easy at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Training camp is starting and you are invited. This is Coach Andy Dangle and I'm looking for new teammates. Membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union today. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
(2014) Ambridge over Western Beaver. Ambridge big interception by Jace McCracken to stop the drive for Western Beaver as they were getting inside Ambridge territory. So now Ambridge with the ball, 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line, right in the middle of the field, and they're back stacked up in that big formation. Wildcat, 3 running backs in front, and great penetrating defensive move by number 55. Dennis Harris for Western Beaver was able to penetrate through that offensive line.
This has been a pretty even game. Every time you think Western Beaver, oh boy, they're in trouble. And then Ambridge makes mistakes, and Western's right back in this game. Every time you think Ambridge could be in a little bit of trouble, they make a big play. They just threw an interception, but if their defense steps up and gets the ball back, they're still only down 1 touchdown. But Ambridge just can't put them away. We go back to what we talked about in pregame. You got to learn how to win. And they had a chance to put this Western Beaver team away a couple times. They haven't done it yet.
And they're back at it again. 7 men up on the line, 3 running backs in front of the Wildcat, 2 to the left-hand side. He's running over that left-hand side, has some room, able to get first down yardage all the way out to the 45-yard line. Nice run by Priest.
And another thing what I think Ambridge is doing, notice what they did. They took it all the way down to under 2 seconds. They're letting the clock run. They know their kids are tired. Let's run the ball. Let's eat clock. Even if they don't score, you're going to force Western Beaver to go a long way. If they can score, they eat up a lot of clock into the fourth quarter. They've not been able to do that consistently and go 2 or 3 first downs. They get 1 first down, they give the ball up. So if they can get a few first downs here, they can put this team away.
Backup quarterback DJ Kane is in the Wildcat. Same formation, low snap, takes the ball, runs right up the middle, breaks the 45-yard line, out beyond the 46, close to the 47. Pickup of about maybe 3 yards. They'll call it 2. 2nd and 8 now for Ambridge.
They don't have to run a play the rest of this quarter if they don't want to, and I don't think they're going to. I could be wrong, but I think they're just going to let it run down. But that's smart. You're winning the game. You have the ball. You can eat up a lot of time if you really want to. How about our camera guy right in the thick of the line of the Ambridge lineup there? Him and Tank both.
They're right in there.
Yeah, we haven't talked to Tank in a while, by the way.
We got to get down. We'll be checking in with Tank here in a moment. We're going to go to a little bit of a timeout here as the clock is running out. They're still saying that there's 1 second to go on the third quarter. Nope. It's rolled over to 12 minutes. They are now at the end of 2014 Ambridge over Western Beaver. We'll come back with the fourth quarter on Beaver County Radio.
Football season is in full swing, and so are the deals on F-Series trucks at Moon Township Ford. Stop in now and save up to $4,000 in dealer discounts on America's #1 selling truck, the Ford F-150, plus additional rebates which everyone qualifies for, and rates as low as 0%. No matter where you go, the Ford F-150 is the quintessential American truck to take you to the football field or anywhere you want to go. No wonder that it's the most popular vehicle sold in the U.S., and you can save up to $5,000 in dealer discounts on America's toughest player on the field, the Super Duty. It's all part of the August Spectacular going on now at Moon Township Ford. Not everyone will qualify. Please see dealer for additional details. Rates are offered through Ford Motor Credit and are with approved credit. Moon Township Ford, University Boulevard across from Robert Morris.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
And we're back, fourth quarter. Ambridge with the ball. Harris running up the middle. Big run. Power runner. My goodness, Xavier Lewis looking fantastic.
He's played really, really, really well today. We talked about him as being one of the guys, and we're supposed to come down to Tank, I believe.
We will get to Tank. Xavier Lewis has really been putting in some hard work tonight. Yes,
he has been, but he's also fighting off some heat. He's been down here pounding the fluids, taking some breaks he can. This is the offensive lineman's dream game right here, where it's going to be ground and pound and eat up that clock.
Yep. Have you seen any mustard packets down there yet?
Oh, no, but I smell the pickle juice.
Okay, I'll tell you about the mustard here in a second. Coming up here, 1st and 10 for Ambridge. Direct snap once again, right back over the right-hand side. This time, big run, 20, 15, all the way down inside near the 10-yard line. What a run by DJ Kane.
I mean, there's a thing I like about Ambridge. It's not just Lewis. We've seen Fernandez. We've seen Priest early in the game. Now DJ Kane. We've seen 5 or 6 different guys running the ball. Mustard packets, go.
Mustard packets. I was covering the game for Bell Vernon, and they were having a difficult time with cramping up. And Quentin Martin, who's now at Penn State, he was actually licking mustard out of a French fry paper plate.
Wow.
Because he was dealing with cramps so bad, that's how they were able to help him do that.
Wow, interesting.
Yes. DJ Kane takes the direct snap one more time. Middle is all clogged up, nowhere to go, loss of maybe 1.
I just do that when there's nothing left in the fridge. Just suck down the mustard. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, anything to be creative. One thing, Tank can hear us, so we're going to have the post-game interviews afterwards, and we can hear him really good when he's near the sideline. So afterwards, we're going to talk to the CCBC players of the game and the coach of the game. It's a good idea to bring them as close to the sideline as you can, because we can hear you real good right where you're at, buddy. You're right in front of us.
All right, we'll do that during the Electric Garage Doors post-game show coming up right at the end of this game. 10:20 to go.
I apologize to Electric Garage Doors. I forgot my call sheet that Frank sent me. I got it in my folder. It's in the folder I left at home.
Xavier Lewis over the right side, finds some blockers, moves the pile, gets down inside near the 10-yard line. We're going to call it the 11. And setting up a 3rd down here for Ambridge. And it's one of those ones where if they score here, how significant is that?
Oh, it's huge, because it's coming after Western Beaver's interception, so they take advantage of a turnover. It's points after turnover, and they're running the ball, and we've got 2.5 minutes off the clock. How long did it take us to take the first 2.5 minutes of the game off? They just done it in the last 4 minutes. So they're running the ball. They're eating up clock. If you go up 2 touchdowns on them, I'm not saying Western Beaver can't come back, but Ambridge will get the ball back. If they can consistently run the ball, they're going to eat up more and more clock. It's going to be really tough unless Western Beaver can score quick.
Big 3rd down play. They have to get down inside what looks to be the 5-yard line for a first down. Stoppage of play. Timeout, Ambridge. Let's take a look at the Fried Transportation update desk and get some scores. Fourth quarter, Elwood City and Laurel tied at 7. Any surprises there?
You know what? Laurel's always tough. And Elwood City, a lot of people think they're going to be really good this year. And that's a Lawrence County fight right there.
Olsha and Rochester. Olsha is up 12-6.
Always a fight with those two teams, and they're playing early in the year this year.
Central Valley looked as though they have a lot of horses that they were bringing back this year, and they're struggling against Montour, trailing 17-7.
Montour has everybody back pretty much but the quarterback. In Central Valley, everybody thought they were going to be one of the main teams. That's a little surprising to me.
New Brighton, how about this? They're up on Shenango 9-7. They're in the third quarter.
Well, it would be nice to see them break that long losing streak.
Riverside and Hopewell, the Vikings up 17-7 over the Panthers.
Yeah, Hopewell, another team struggling. It's nice to see if they could get a win under their belt.
Could the Moon Tigers be turning things back around to their winning ways? They are looking really good.
Yeah,
as they were playing Trinity 21-0.
Surprise playoff win last year, and it'd be really nice for them to keep doing what they did last year at the end of the year.
How about the Freedom Bulldogs pulling out one against Quaker Valley? It's a final 7-0.
7-0. Boy, Quaker Valley really struggling. Freedom, a lot of people think they have an outside shot at a playoff berth. Got a veteran team coming back. Only had to replace a couple of offensive linemen and a few people here and there, but they got most of their stars back.
More details coming up in the Electric Garage Doors postgame show. Flags again on this play. Also, more details about this and calls from around the valley for Bruce Fry and the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. It looks as though Ambridge is backing things up here.
Yeah.
They had a third and manageable, and now it's a third and more than 10.
It'll be Ryan Garazunas and Bruce Fry. Big things expected from Ryan this year because this is his second year doing the coach's corner.
Yeah, this is a sophomore performance. You got to really bring it now.
Yeah, exactly. You can't afford a sophomore slump if you're Brian.
No, you cannot. No,
you're not.
We have expectations.
So far, you're not. You're on your game.
All right, thank you very much.
It's a long way to go, though.
Yeah, it's only week 0,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
A.J. Grace back looking for some receivers down in the corner. Has a man in and out of the hands of McCracken. Jace McCracken had it, double coverage, just not able to bring it in.
One of the Western Beaver players fell in front of him, and he's calling for interference. That's Kirkland. He fell. He's asking for a flag. He doesn't get one. There was somebody behind him, so the ball was there, and that's going to bring up 4th and 11. So are they going to try a kick, or are they going to go for it? I think they're going to try a kick.
They're going to try a kick here. Anthony Powell, he was able to knock him in from 40 yards during warm-ups.
It's going to be 20,
and now
33.
Yeah, this is a 33-yarder, clearly within his range. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Huge score for Ambridge to make it 23-14, a 2-score game now for Ambridge over Western Beaver. 9:08 to go in the game, or at least in the fourth quarter. We'll come back with more of the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
Let Hallowed Grounds Coffee Roastery of New Brighton help you start each day with a winning cup. Taste the thrill of victory in every sip of Hallowed Grounds heavenly roasted coffee. Brew up a win when you shop small and support a local business. Help Hallowed Grounds celebrate the home team spirit and get into the zone by clicking on hallowedgrounds.com. Or score big when you stop in person at Hallowed Grounds Coffee Roastery in New Brighton. Brew, sip, and celebrate.
For Ambridge, for sure.
And we're back, 23-14, Ambridge over Western Beaver, 9:08 to go in the fourth quarter. And Tank is down there on the sideline, EXP Realty sideline report. Tank, when it comes to a kicker, normally the kickers aren't all that respected in a football game, in a football team, but when you can knock in a 33-yarder for a field goal to go up by 2 scores, it's got to be big.
Oh, yeah, that's huge, especially all those teammates are expecting him to do that job that they've been working so hard for. So the 2 scores, that's huge. Once again, Ambridge's defense is starting to shut things down. But Western Beaver is starting to shut down those splits and try to give them a little bit more time, and they can score quick, so watch it out.
All right, we will. And he's absolutely right. Western Beaver has the ability. Javen Peel can, when you're running 5 wide, if he can get a little bit of time, he's had guys open. Kirkland's been open at times.
He has, and you know what, though? The last time they had the ball and they had time for him to throw is because they only went 4 wide and they brought another guy in the block, which would have been a tight end. They got to do that, and they got to give him time. And you're going to have to sacrifice. What's the sense of having 5 receivers out there if you can't find them and you don't have time to go to them? You could have 3. It doesn't matter. You have to protect him, and it looks like 5 again.
And how about this? Ambridge is only rushing 2. Quick pass out to Kirkland in the flat. Quick tackle by the quarterback, able to get up there in coverage, and Adam Fernandez. So you have number 4 on number 4, athlete on athlete on that play.
Yeah, this is interesting. They're only going to rush a couple. Looks like, 3, but I'm surprised by the 5 guys again.
5 guys wide, 2 to the near side, 3 to the wide side, the far side. David Peel back, looking, can't find anybody. Pressure is coming, scrambles out to his right, has some room, runs for that first down, then out of bounds after he gets past the 30-yard line.
I mean, I'm watching. I saw one of Ambridge's linemen stand up, take 2 steps, and just walk right around the play. I mean, it just easily just move right past them. So Western has to get more guys on the line to stop. They just don't have the foot quickness. They might be big, but they don't have the quickness to stop some of these Ambridge linemen right now. Thus, why have 5 out there if you don't have the time to get them? That's what my point is. And, you got a chance to do something in this game, but you're not going to. It doesn't matter. You can have 7 receivers out there. If you don't have the blocking, you're never, ever, ever going to be consistent. Because those miracle throws and those miracle runs don't happen all the time.
And that miracle run right there to get a first down nullified. There was flag on the play. They're backing it up to the original line of scrimmage. Peel back. 5 wide receivers go. He's looking for somewhere to throw it and throws it once again to an empty sideline. Nobody was over there. And now it's about whether or not they're going to call intentional grounding, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
I don't
the
understand.
nearest wide receiver was a good 15, 20 yards away.
Maybe further. Last series, they had the ball. They moved it because they had 5 or 6 guys on the line counting a tight end. Now they take it back and put 5 receivers on again. Now he has no room to move. I don't know what they're doing here. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It looks as though he was outside the tackle box, is what the referee is looking at this point. So once again, 5 wide receivers out. Peel back to pass. Pressure is coming. No time back there. Able to dump it off. Quick pass. Able to get maybe 1 on the play. No more than that.
Oh, he took a hit, too. Peel took a hit, too. Boy, I got to tell you, he got a guy hit him high, and he had a guy that hit him low, and then you can't have your quarterback consistently getting hit like that. It's going to take its toll.
Once again, Ambridge only rushing 3 down linemen. They're dropping 8 guys back in the coverage, and they're running a great zone defense behind them, and just able to really blanket everything. Back to pass, can't find anything. Once again, the defensive line swarms and takes him down, and he's laying there.
I'm telling you.
I'm not sure if he's tired.
Okay.
It looks as though he just may be tired. He's getting up, and he's able to get off on his own power.
Yeah.
There was a penalty on the play, and it looks as though it was against Western Beaver.
Now this is going to be... There's a turnover on downs. They went for it on 4th down, but back that deep. I mean, they pretty much had to. You need 2 scores in 7 minutes, and Ambridge, if they get the ball, they're going to hold on to it. So they took a risk, and I know in the big scheme of things, it's not going to count anything in the standings, but boy, I think Western Beaver has some work to do with their offensive line, with their packages. And Ambridge, after a start that kind of was a little wacky and their offense couldn't get going, really got that. They didn't score only 3 points here so far in this second half, but their offense really started running the ball and eating clock and moving the ball here in the second half.
And now Ambridge has it 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line of Western Beaver. 7:33 to go in the 4th quarter. DJ Kane is back. He is the backup quarterback, Wildcat spot. He's taking the snap, direct hand, and he's running the ball over the right side. Makes a man miss down inside the 10-yard line. What a run by DJ Kane, letting his blockers set things up for him.
And then when he had a chance to go right, he realized he'd probably go out of bounds. He cut left and got a few more yards. How about this Western Beaver the whole second half? 4th and out, 4th and out, 4 and out, 4 and out. Interception, turnover on downs. 4 possessions. First half, they had the ball 7 times. This half, only 4. That's because Ambridge is controlling the line of scrimmage.
DJ Kane once again takes the snap, direct snap over the right side, and he gets 6. That tight formation, big formation, and now Western Beaver getting tired, and they're just able to muscle them through.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the bigger line. You know, it's 2A versus 4A. You get a lot more experienced kids. It's a veteran Ambridge team, and they're learning how to win here today by putting this team away in the second half, and that's what you want to do.
Chris Kirkland, the vocal leader, as Coach Busby describes him, is really animated on the defense for Western Beaver. He is really frustrated that this game was so close just a few minutes ago. They were within 1 score, and now this game is slipping away. They're trailing by 15.
And a lot of people thought that Western Beaver, some people thought Western Beaver was a better team in the first half, and a lot of times they were, but when you can't stop the other team's line from penetrating your quarterback and you can't run the ball, and it's all passing, Ambridge found a way. Their defense just said, okay, here's what we're going to do, try to stop us. And now it's just an extra point away from being a 16-point lead and a 3-score lead.
If you're at a point to where your offensive line can't hold off a pass rush, is that a reason to then, as I'm looking at other teams who are going to watch game film on this, think that not only can these guys not pass as effectively and pass defend as well as they would need to, they can't run the ball either.
Exactly, but the best time they've had on offense is when they brought tight ends in and they had 6 guys on the line, or 7. My point was when they had 4 or 3, he was finding receivers because he had time, because he drilled it in there. When he's running, because it doesn't, like I said, he has 5 wide, it doesn't matter because he has 3 or 4 seconds to throw the ball. They're covered, and then he's got to scramble for his life. So, yeah, teams are going to see this, and they're going to have to change things up. They're going to have to go a more traditional package and give him some time, because he's not going to last a season at this rate. He's going to get killed. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's going to have an injury. You don't want to see the kid get injured.
No. Anthony Powell for the extra point. And once again, Western Beaver jumps offsides, and now Ambridge has a question for them. They're up by 15. Do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and go up by 2 scores, because 2 scores and 2-point conversions, or do you go for a 2-point conversion and make it a 3-point game?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you kick here because your defense is playing so well. It's in your defense's hands the whole second half.
Snap, hold, kick, up, good. Anthony Powell, another extra point to go along with that 33-yard field goal, and Ambridge is up 30-14. 7:19 to play in the fourth quarter. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
Your Beaver County McDonald's restaurants are proud to partner with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring all the local high school football games. McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burrito, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Visit mchire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
30-14. Ambridge over Western Beaver. Tank Latham on the sideline with the EXP sideline report. And Tank, you played football, you've coached football. What is your best explanation for why it is that Ambridge has been able to turn things around in this second half?
Can you guys hear me? There we go.
Yeah, good.
What I can say is there was a slow start, but that's what happens when you get the power game. It's slow, then all of a sudden it gets bigger and bigger as the game goes on, because those guys get tired of tackling, and then in the fourth quarter it explodes just like it has done here.
Thank you very much, Tank. You know, Sherman McBride, the coach of Ambridge, really concerned that the team was not able to play 4 solid quarters last year.
Most of the time, you're right. Right, most of the year they didn't. A couple years ago they made the playoffs. They should have won against Freeport. It was his first or his second year, and last year they just completely, like you said, last 6 games. And they played better in the third and fourth, especially on defense, and their offensive line did a great job too.
And the kick, Powell, deep. It bounces at the 12, And number 4, Chris Kirkland just had to dive on it just to be able to cover the ball. No opportunity for a return. He has been absolutely fantastic in the kicking game, hasn't he?
Not to interrupt you, and I apologize for not letting you get that touchdown call before, but there's a flag in the middle of the field. 2 players were at each other's throats. The officials went in between them, and then they separated the Western Beaver player, and then I don't know what the Ambridge player said or did, and then the flag came up. So something happened. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, but I'm not sure on which team.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we'll see what ultimately they do when it comes to walking things off.
You were asking
but from a kicking perspective, you look at what this kicker for Ambridge is doing, Anthony Powell. Extra point conversions, they've been solid. It isn't as though they're just barely making it in. That 33-yard field goal.
Yep.
He's been great on his punts, and these kickoffs, they have been absolute game changers too.
I am a big proponent on the kicking and punting game. Special teams wins games for you throughout the year, and I think that has a big factor in this game as well.
I think Anthony Powell is a candidate for a potential CCBC player of the game here today.
Is.
And Western Beaver taking the snap. Javen Peel looking for somewhere to go. Just decided to just go ahead and run it. And the most effective play they've had this entire second half, it seems, a pickup of 10.
It's been him. I mean, again, running game right now, they don't have much to speak of. It's him. They have a couple of guys that gets passes, but a couple of guys dropped some key passes, or this game would still be close. It'd be 30-21 maybe. They'd still have a chance, but timeout, Ambridge. Yeah,
Ambridge has had a substitution issue. They had a guy come on late, and they had another guy come off, and it looked as though they were going to have too many men on the field, so they went ahead and called timeout.
Yeah.
Here we go. 30-14, 6:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Beaver County Radio. How about if we do this? We'll check the Fry Transportation update desk and get the latest on scores. Here's what we have. Elwood City rolling past Laurel now, 14-7. Central Valley and Montour, 24-14. Montour over Central Valley. They're in the fourth quarter. Hopewell and Riverside. Hopewell up by 10, 17-7 in the third. And what do we have here? Moon Tigers 21-0 over Trinity. That is a final. Shenango and New Brighton. New Brighton wins 9-7.
So that breaks their 22-game winning streak?
Losing
How about
streak,
that?
yes.
Tank, you hear that?
Look at that. Finally, a pass by Javen Peel. He was able to get it away as he was being tackled. And first down completion, but Javen Peel slow to get up. The man who tackled him is still on the field, laying still at this point, just trying to catch his wind.
That game was at Shenango, too.
Yes.
On the road.
Look at that. Olsh and Rochester. Olsh wins 12-6. And Quaker Valley and Freedom.
Pretty solid. Freedom with a nice win at home. Not a lot of offense in these games, but hey, a lot of teams with some new kids in there.
That's it. Win's a win, right?
Yep.
That's all that matters. Western Beaver first and 10 from the Ambridge 48, far side of the field at the hash mark. Snap back, ball hits the ground, picks it up, scrambling, running for his life. 2 guys about to tackle him. He gets sacked all the way back to his own 40.
There are 4.
A loss of 17 yards on that play, and there are yellow flags all over the place.
4 Ambridge players and 6 Western Beaver players counting Peel. And he sacked him. It's the speed and quickness of the Ambridge defensive line. You know what? I mean, you could pick any one of the guys from the line. You could pick Xavier Lewis. There are a lot of guys from Ambridge we could pick. You could pick the whole line, but then you're going to have to bring 5 or 6 guys out there to interview, and that makes it a little tougher for Tank. Although
Tank, are you up for that many interviews, my man?
It's a lot of guys.
Ambridge once again rushing 3, dropping 8. David Peel, a low snap at his feet, able to grab it, but then there's another whistle stopping play. Wow. Not quite sure exactly what the call is.
Should we get
Tank? But there's a penalty against Ambridge. They're going to move them 5 yards, and now they're at their own 45-yard line. Western Beaver has to get to the Ambridge 43 for a first down. Second down. peel back shotgun, 5 wide. That's what we've been calling all night long. Bumbled snap and another sack against Peel.
You know,
Ambridge has been so dominant. They rush 3, and then they have that spot that's set back about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Then he's able to chase him down too. Third down now. Ambridge doing a fantastic job on defense. And even though Peel is putting in a valiant effort, just not able to have the success that he is used to having. Snap back, it was low. He's looking for some place to go, twisting, turning, throwing the ball down the field, has a guy into double coverage and incomplete around the 25-yard line, and then a flag comes in at the 25. Are they going to call Ambridge for a pass interference? It looks as though they're going to.
Interesting.
Pass interference against Ambridge.
There's been a couple of times both teams have got away with some pushing and shoving, and I think this is one of these calls. It's late in the game, and let's make the call now, but it doesn't really, well, I mean, they're going to have to score twice and get 2 extra points. So it's possible they could still win this game, but, you know, I mean, Ambridge is going to have to completely fall apart here.
And so now that pass interference penalty, it looks as though they're talking about, the referee, for whatever reason, they were marking it off as though it was a spot foul. And that is a spot foul in the professional ranks. However, a spot foul is not the penalty call.
Yeah, they're going to bring it all the way back. Yeah, you caught that one. Good catch on that one.
So now they got to go back and figure out where the sticks are supposed to be, and they're bringing the sticks back too far.
Some of the Ambridge fans not happy.
No.
9:55. Just so anybody tuning in for the Electric
Garage Doors post-game show.
And
there's no doubt that there are people who are tuning in for Bruce Fry.
Oh, well, there is.
And the Falcone Ford wrap-up show.
There's no doubt. There's a lot of fans probably coming from other games wondering. We want to talk to Bruce, some of our fine friends from New Brighton and Beaver Falls, and those that call in, of course, don't be afraid. It's going to be Ryan and Bruce eventually after our interviews when we wrap up. So we're hoping 10:15 to 10:20 or so. But if you're tuning in for music or any late-night programming, it's going to be a while.
It's going to be 5:14 to go in the fourth quarter. And the Western Beaver Golden Beavers are not giving up on this. Their referees and the guys running the sticks, the yardage markers, they're trying to figure this out. They ran all the way downfield as though they were setting up for a spot foul like it was in the NFL. And
that's
realizing now that is not the case.
Yeah, that's.
Did you see the one referee? He was waving him back like, "What are you doing all the way down there? Get over."
It's just
here.
one of those mental mistakes. Hey, it's their first time too. I mean,
it's week 0 for them, right?
It's for us too.
That's right.
You know what I was going to say earlier is, how Tank had mentioned maybe I should interview some of the kids in the audience. I said, but what I want to see a group of students do is dress up as radio broadcasters. That is what I want. With WBVP, Beaver County Radio,
there you go.
The game we come to.
Get some video of that, post that.
We challenge the Aliquippa people next week. That's what we're going to be, right?
Aliquippa, Bell Vernon. What a game that's going to be. State champion against state champion. 4A state champion Aliquippa, 3A state champion Bell Vernon.
I want to see the signs. We're coming there next week. I want to see the signs. Beaver County Radio, #1, and all that. Mangino for county commissioner. And
something like that?
Exactly.
This game that we're going to go cover next week.
That's huge.
That could be the WPIAL championship
Could be. Very well could be. I'm very happy that the WPIAL is having these really good teams play each other early on. Central Valley Montour tonight. Mm-hmm. There's other big games like that around the WPIAL next week and other weeks. I just think that nobody wants to see a team 50-0 bludgeoning. That's not fun for anybody.
Right.
And to me, the competition is the biggest thing. And whether it's non-section or not, and like we say, some of those games are going to play a factor in when the WPL picks a wild card in some of these big conferences. And if you do well in these non-conference games, it's going to bode well for your selection if you are not a section winner or a second-place team.
What do you think about this idea?
I like it.
WPIAL decided to go away from the point system, the Gardner point system, and saying, you know what, let the people who run the WPIAL actually have a say in who makes the wild card spots.
I like it if they come out and tell us reasons why they pick teams. Me and John Parada and Ethan Morrison talked about this on the show on Wednesday. If the WPL comes out and says, hey, this is why we did this, and that, but if they deny teams that are up-and-coming teams for old traditional teams that have worse records, then it's the old boys club. I don't like it. We'll see.
All right, Western Beaver now finally getting things together. It's 3rd and long here. Peel back. Pressure's coming. Sacked once again all the way back at the 30-yard line. The Ambridge pass rush, when they can send just 3 and 4 guys, if this is something that they're able to do throughout the rest of the season, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the 4A and Parkway.
It should be interesting to see if they can be. We'll see. I mean, they've been very impressive tonight. Their defense took over this game in the second half, and it has been, like we said, 4 and out, interception, turnover on downs, and this will be likely they're going to punt the ball away here. So Western Beaver's offense has not moved at all.
No, all they've done is gone backwards in this drive, even with the pass interference penalty. It is 4th and 35. They will be lucky to get a punt away that will go to the first down marker. And now Western Beaver calling timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll come back with more. 30-14 Ambridge over Western Beaver on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com. No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
And we're back, 30-14, Ambridge over Western Beaver. Less than 4 minutes to go. Western Beaver punted it away, and then Adam Fernandez takes the punt inside his own 40-yard line, is able to return it all the way back to the Western Beaver 42. And so now at this point, I'm expecting to see more of the big formation and just run.
Just run. Yeah, you're not going to throw the ball. They've only thrown the ball about 6 times all game.
DJ Kane back, takes it right up the middle. Big run. First down yardage, easy, all the way down to the 25-yard line. Pickup of about 17 on that play.
Well, you know, you've kind of ripped the heart out of Western right now, and it's a matter of here they're beaten up a little bit and their willingness to tackle a big man like that who's come on in the second half. He didn't have a big role in the first half. You know, whoever we pick for Ambridge, it's going to be a good pick, but he's a candidate. We've got 3 or 4 pretty strong candidates for Ambridge for CCBC Player of the Game.
Let's go down to Tank on the sideline. Tank, who are you liking at this point, CCBC Player of the Game, especially on the Ambridge side?
For Ambridge, the 3 I have that are standing out for me is Xavier Lewis, number 19, I believe that's
DJ McCain.
And also number 68, Big Dante Parentis. He's He's eating people alive on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, those are good choices. Big run by Ambridge. No gain on that one, setting up a 2nd and 10 on that one. And once again, the clock is running. We're less than 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I like Kane. I like Lewis. Either of those two I'd be happy with. You mentioned the kicker/punter. I like him as well. You're talking about Anthony Powell as a guy. I also like his idea of the lineman, which the line was so dominant. And since Kane and Lewis kind of strike each other out, I wouldn't mind going with the lineman on this. We'll decide after our break and tell him who to go to. And then on Western Beaver's side, well, it's kind of hard not to go with Javen Peel. I mean, He's been everything for them, I would think, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you go with anybody else. He has put in a pretty remarkable performance considering that he has been running for his life.
Yeah.
And he has been doing all that he can to keep Western Beaver in this game.
I think Tank would agree with that. So Javen Peel for Western Beaver, and he just put a thumbs up, and then we'll have to decide who on Ambridge.
It's going to be a tough one. Now, I remember we chose offensive linemen.
We did against Beaver Falls. But this kid's even more dominant. I would not have a problem with any of the 4 we mentioned. So we could go...
Another penalty on this one as Ambridge was set up in the big formation.
I'm going to vote for the lineman simply because Kane and Lewis aren't going to run those big gaps without him there. And he's also been effective on the defensive line, too. So I'm going to vote for the lineman.
All right. I think a lineman's a great choice.
And I think Tank got his way. Tank, first game, and he bullies us. Can you believe it? So we're going to go with the lineman, which is...
Prentice, right?
Prentice,
yes.
Number... Where's he at on my beautiful list here?
Prentice is number 68.
Yeah. How come
the
he's
6'2", 285-pound senior.
So it's going to be Prentice, and then where's our guy that's going to go help him out? He's sitting up here.
Yeah, there you go. DJ Kane running up the middle on a 3rd down play. Clock is running out. A minute 30 to go in this game now as Ambridge is just trying to allow this clock to run out, get the big victory, end their 6-game losing streak to wrap up 2023 and get their 2024 campaign going on in the right direction, showing that they're able to start and finish a game. It's about being able to finish. It's about being able to stay persistent, to be patient, to play a solid 4 quarters. And this team has played a solid 4 quarters. There were times earlier in the game where things weren't going the way that you wanted them to for Ambridge. But like we talked about, it's a week 0 game. You're going to have some of that. But they figured out a way to put in a dominant second half, something that they've not done for a very long time.
Exactly. And you know what? The one thing that I was really impressed about was that when that offense of that tight formation didn't work and Western stopped them, I said, hey, listen, they're going to have to change up. They want to win this game. And then before you know it, they came back out with some different formations, tried different things, kept Western guessing, and then their offense started to click. And then you put their defense, what they did in the second half, that's a winning formula for the Bridgers. And, happy for Coach and his staff. They're going to get a big win here in week 1. And for Ron Busby, hey, a lot of people didn't expect them to win this game. A lot of young players that are starting for the first time. They've got some questions on the line and some other places, but they got room to build. So I think a good opening salvo for both teams, and we had a timeout, and then Ambridge, I think, just going to kneel, or are they just going to – nope, they're going to run again.
Yeah, Kane taking it over the right side, looking for some space, not able to find it. Tackled down at the 24-yard line, running clock now.
Ambridge called
44 seconds
Ambridge called timeout
to go.
Again. Oh, no, this is they take over.
Change of possession now.
Change of possession, I'm sorry.
So now Western Beaver has us. So we're coming up on the Electric Garage Doors postgame show. We'll have a number of interviews. We'll talk to Coach Sherman McBride once again. Tank Latham of EXP Realty and the Sideline Report will be taking care of that. Also, CCBC players of the game. We'll take another look at the Fry Transportation Update Desk, and then we'll get things ready for Bruce Fry to take over for the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show.
Interesting game, and I'll just do a quick recap of scoring when I come back after the And he's going to kneel on the ball.
Yeah,
And that'll
Peel
be the
takes
final
it,
play.
and that's it. There will be one more snap.
So we've so Tank, if you can hear
No,
us,
they will not need to take it.
you're going to be your players of the game are going to be for Western Beaver, Javen Peel, number 7, and Ambridge, it's the lineman Dante Prentice, 68.
All right, we will check in with Tank Latham coming up here in a moment and get the first interview with head coach Sherman McBride. Ambridge, when you look at this game as they're getting ready for next week, there's going to be 2 more games before conference play starts. Well, did they accomplish what they set out to do in your mind?
I think so, because they had a strong second half on defense. And, you work through your offensive woes, but their defense set the tone, and then they ran the ball effectively and 8 clock up. What you want to do at home, what you want to do in the fourth quarter, what you want to do at home. And you set the precedence for the rest of the season, and you put the rest of the conference on notice that you might not be the pushover you were in the past. Yeah, it was against a Western Beaver team that's a couple down in classification, but as the Ambridge team is thought to be a team that's in the possible playoff hunt, and for them to keep doing that, they're going to have to win in games like this and others.
Tank, if you look toward your left side, you will see Coach McBride, far side of the field. He is...
Well, he might have Prentice right away.
He may. If you can get Prentice right away, let's go ahead and talk to Prentice.
Come on over here, buddy. Let's go over to 50.
Dante Prentice, CCBC Player of the Game for Ambridge.
Player of the game is right here, representing the Dirty 5, the offensive lineman, and I seen that big sack you had there on the big peel. So, tell me, what you guys prepare? What you guys do all preseason?
All preseason, we just try to get better as a team, come together more as a family, and work together and play all 4 quarters.
That's it. You definitely did in that fourth quarter. You guys owned that fourth quarter, and you slammed that door. So, what's next for Ambridge?
Next game, Laurel Highlands coming up next.
That's what I like to hear, buddy. Hey, good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
There you go, CCBC Player of the Game, Dante Prentice, number 68, 6'2", 285-pound senior. Did a great job of creating holes for the offensive line, and then great penetration, big sack there against Javen Peel in the fourth quarter. We are also going to be hopefully talking to Javen Peel here in just a moment, CCBC Player of the Game for the Western Beaver Golden Beavers, and also talking to the head coach, Sherman McBride, and let's see if we can get Tank to be able to track him down. I think he's going to be able to do that here in a moment. Ambridge, big victory over Western Beaver to get that win and end that 6-game losing streak. Tank, you have Coach with you?
I got Coach with me. You got a Tank and a Sherman here.
Keep coming closer, buddy.
Keep coming closer. Like I said, brother from another mother here. There's one of those games I hope you brought your Tums with you here.
God, it was like a roller coaster. It was like up and down, a game of 2 different halves. We continued to stay focused, and we cut down on a lot of mistakes. I think in the end, we wore them down.
Yeah, you definitely had a slow start, but you grounded and pounded. At the end, they just got tired.
Yeah, I think that was the big things. I think we wore them down, Hats off to our linemen, our line coach, and everything, because without your big line in front, you can't go nowhere.
That's why Dante Prentice got the player of the game for you.
Well,
it wasn't just him, it was all the 5 up front.
That's what it's all about. They'll be glad to hear that, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Take him, ask him what he plans on working on this coming week after watching this game tonight.
So what are you going to work on for next week after this game?
Well, one thing is we got to cut down on the turnovers. We got to cut down on the mistakes. We got to cut down on the unsportsmanlike. But, in expectation, this is what happens on your first day. Your first game with referees and everything. A lot of mistakes, but that's what next week's all about.
Film room's going to be fun, isn't it?
Without a doubt.
Well, thanks again, Coach. Thanks, and looking forward to seeing you at the Coach's Corner.
Appreciate it. That's Wednesday, right?
Thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate that. Tank Latham and the eXp Realty Sideline Report. We are going to get an interview now coming up in just a couple of moments with Javen Peel. He is the CCBC Player of the Game for the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. He put in a valiant effort, and there's going to be a lot of work this week for Busby and Kulturi, the offensive coordinator. How do they figure out a way of being able to get him the time to be able to work his magic in the backfield? Michael.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was daydreaming.
That's all right. So when you look at what they're going to have to do over at Western Beaver in order to get Javen Peel that time that he needs, I mean, clearly he's a gunslinger. He's able to do it.
You got to put tight ends in there. You have to put another guy on the line. You got to get a bigger man, maybe his offensive lineman, to teach him to play tight end. You got to have more blockers in there. When they did, he zipped passes in there. When they scored that touchdown in the first half, he had 6 linemen in there. You don't need 5 guys out if you can't find 5 guys to throw to. If you don't have the time to throw to any of them, he doesn't have enough time to progress his reads and go left to right. He doesn't have the time. And by the time he gets to his second or third one, he's running for his life. So give him more time. You have to. Your 5 sets, I know Tony Caltry wants to have those 5 sets, and I get it. You have to have those 5 wide. You got to get people out there and get creative. But you're never going to get to those guys if you can't protect him. And Peel will not last the season if he's every game's like this. He won't. I mean, he took a couple hits to the knees, and he got up, and the last thing you want is him to go down. And then your season goes down with it. You just can't afford that.
Defensive lines must love the idea of knowing practically, and they virtually did every single play, they were running pass rush.
Yep. And the thing is you're talking seniors, guys that have been doing this for 4 years against young kids that have their first starts. So that hurts Western Beaver. There's no doubt. And, it's a situation where they're looking to get Peel. I think they're going to bring him over right now.
I think Tank has him right now. Tank Latham, once again, eXp Realty Sideline Report with the CCBC Player of the Game for the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. Tank?
All right, I'm here with Javon Peel with Western Beaver. Congratulations, you are the CCBC Player of the Game for Western Beaver. Tell me a little bit what went on out there tonight.
We started off strong. We had a couple penalties at first. We started off strong. We went and scored, and then we just had some dumb. Then we had some dumb penalties, and we fumbled the ball a little bit. And I'm not putting nothing on our defense. Our defense played great today. It's just the offense got to clean up some things, and we'll be better.
You got a great young team, and I see great things in the future for you guys for sure. You guys showed a lot of heart and a lot of grit out there. Guys, you got anything you want me to ask these guys down here?
Ask him about his decision to come back to Western Beaver if he doesn't mind talking about it.
So if you don't mind, your decision to come back to the Western Beaver.
It was just this is my family, It's like I grew up here, grew up in Midland, so it's like Midland and Western are my family, so it's like that's why.
All right.
Javen, thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations and best of luck next week.
Thank you so much and best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much, Javen Peel there, the CCBC Player of the Game for the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. Let's go ahead and recap just some of the scoring from this game.
Yeah, quick scoring. Western Beaver had the ball first, and they scored first, 32-yard reception after they were backed by fumbles and penalties and problems at quick strike. And it was to Carter Marshall, and it was a 6-0 after the kick was blocked. Ambridge runs back the kickoff, a 80-yard touchdown return. A kickoff return by Jace McCracken. It was 7-6. The rest of the first half was filled with penalties and problems, punts. And into the second quarter, though, Western Beaver does score. Chris Kirkland on a 7-yard reception from Peel to make it 14-7. And then Ambridge comes back twice before the end of that half, because most of the end of the first quarter and early in the second quarter just were a struggle for both teams. Xavier Lewis with a 1-yard run, and Xavier Lewis with another 1-yard run after Western Beaver fumbled on 2 consecutive plays, and they scored, and they took the lead 20-14, and they would not look back the rest of the half. No problem. You get in the second half, it was all Ambridge with defense, and they ran the ball effectively. Yeah, they had a fumble, and they punted a couple of times, but they scored twice. Anthony Powell with a 33-yard field goal, and DJ Kane with a 4-yard run to end the scoring and add to their lead. Western Beaver in the second half, 4 and out, interception, turnover on downs, and end of the game. So they just didn't get it done offensively in the second half, and Ambridge just used their strength and wore them down, as Sherman McBride said. And quickly, Sherman McBride and the Ambridge Bridgers right now, as of right now, they're going to be our guest on Coach's Corner this Wednesday night.
Very nice. The Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. We will have final thoughts on this big victory, Ambridge over Western Beaver, 30-14 from Mo Rubenstein Stadium. You're listening to the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
Zookie's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard has the best wings and homemade sauces in Beaver County. Zookie's Sports Tavern is the perfect place to grab a bite to eat or a cold beverage before high school basketball games. Zookie's Sports Tavern has a heated and enclosed outside bar equipped with several big screen TVs and is the ideal place to watch all of your favorite sports. Don't forget to become a VIP for discounts and special offers at Zookies.com. That's Zookie's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubbell. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
You're listening to 2024 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio from the McGee Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by eXp Realty, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness, Pride Transportation Group LLC, Forward RX, Electric Garage Door Sales, the YMCA, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Tri-State McDonald's, I'm loving it, and Beaver County Radio.
Welcome back to the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, and it is from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. I'm Mangino along with Mike Azadian and Tank Latham that was down on the sideline. And in looking at this game, looking at the rest of the schedule, at least near term for Western Beaver, they then take on Southside. That's happening next week, 7 o'clock. That's going to be a very tough game for
Southside
Western Beaver.
Brings almost everybody back. They lose their quarterback, Al Mashi, but they do bring back a team that went to the WPL final and was undefeated up until that point.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier when they take on Rochester next, and then they open up their conference play against Beaver Falls. For Ambridge, they're home once against Laurel Highlands for next week.
You know what? Laurel Highlands was really good a couple years ago when Rodney Gallagher was there, but they've kind of fallen back to reality. So Ambridge has a chance to go 2-0 at the start of the season. But the key for them, exactly what they told Tank, Sherman and Brad, they got to hold on to the football and clean up the unsportsmanlike conduct. Because, I mean, if you take out the fumbles, you take out the turnovers, you take out the penalties, this game's nowhere near as close as it was. I think Ambridge proved that because they hurt themselves in the first half and gave Western Beaver chances in the second. Even with the domination. So Ambridge could have been a lot better. And if they have a solid game, I think they could go 2-0 easily.
Hopewell the week afterwards, and then they open up conference play in the Parkway against Mount Pleasant.
Ambridge could be looking at an early season 3-game winning streak if they play their cards right.
How about this one? Next week, a busy week for us. Bell Vernon and Aliquippa. Bell Vernon 3A PIAA state championship. They did a back-to-back. They're coming into Heinz Field to take on Aliquippa PIAA 4A state champion. And Matt Umbert over at Bell Vernon, he loves to play up. He wants to play the toughest schools early in the season to find out what his kids are made of.
I like that. Now with a new playoff format, I think that this will benefit teams. Even if you lose a game like that, it's better to lose a game like that than to beat up teams that really aren't in your competition, because at the end of it, when you're only taking 2 teams, and not every conference, but the higher conferences, when you're only taking 2 teams and then the WPL's picking 4 wildcard teams, I mean, you don't want to be a third-place team and losing to bad teams. If you lose to an Aliquippa or lose to a Bell Vernon, you got a better chance of getting there. So I kind of like these big games, because now it's going to be better for the fans. Just like tonight, we had a big crowd. It's better for the fans to have a good game. Who wants to see 60-0?
Next Saturday.
Oh, what do we got?
Western Beaver, Southside.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have that game, myself and Bruce, and we'll see if Western Beaver can cure their ills of this. They're going to find a way to protect Peel. Southside's going to look at this tape, and they're going to say, well, we're going to have to go after him too. So it'll be interesting to see. We're going to have that game. We're going to have the Bell Vernon game. We also have Coach's Corner this Wednesday as we start off. And, of course, next week, I believe, and we're going to have a lot of Pitt and Geneva games on air as well, in addition to the end of the Pirate season. So big time of the year for Beaver County sports.
You've been listening to the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. It's coming up next is Bruce Fry and the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with analysis of this game and scores from around the Beaver Valley. We'll also take a look at, and he'll go over all of that coming up with the different scores. We're looking forward to next week. Once again, it is Bell Vernon and Aliquippa and Western Beaver and Southside. For Tank Latham on the sideline, Mike Azadian here with color. I'm Mangino. Thank you to all the guys that helped make it happen here and back at the studio. We'll do it again next Friday right here, where you get to listen to the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County